Hello students, in today's lecture we are going to discuss about angular width or width of principal maxima in plane transmission or diffraction grating. So here let us first understand the diagram. As we can see, diffraction grating, plane transmission grating or grating is just n number of slits. Now light is coming from this slit, it is falling and we are getting the pattern on the screen. This pattern is consisting of a central maxima followed by secondary maxima and minima. So in today's lecture we are basically going to find out this angular width 2d theta. 2d theta, the angular width which we are going to see in this diagram, how we are going to find it out. See, what is angular separation? Angular separation between the first two minima. See, first two minima lying on either side of the principal maximum. See, nth maxima, first two minima that are lying on either side of it. How much angle are they taking? 2d theta n. This we are going to find out is called angular width. That means by angle, how much width is this principal maxima taking? And 2d theta n will be the angular width of nth order principal maximum. The nth order principal maximum will lie in the direction a plus b sine theta n is equal to n lambda, where a plus b is the grating element, which is equal to slit width plus opaque space. N is the order and lambda the wavelength, and direction of minima. Minima are represented by n into a plus b sine theta equal to m lambda. Here what is n? The order of the spectra, the number of slits which we are going to take here, and the a plus b again is the grating element, sine theta equal to m lambda. Now possible orders, m is going to be an integer here and it is going to take all values except 0, n, 2n, etc. till nn. Why is this so? Because for these values of m, the above this equation will start giving us the direction of 0, first, second and nth order principal maxima. So m will not be taking values of 0, n, 2n and all till nn. The possible values which m can take will be n into capital N plus 1, right? Plus minus 1, that is on either side of the central maxima. Now let us begin to derive an expression for the angular width or the width of principal maxima. So the nth order principal maximum is this, and the minima is n into a plus b sine theta equal to m lambda, where m is n into n plus minus 1. Now let us begin to derive the expression for 2d theta, that is the angular width of the nth order principal maxima. So how will we start? See, the first order and the inner sided minima adjacent to the nth order principal maxima are lying in the direction theta plus d theta n, and corresponding to value m is nn plus minus 1. So we get n into a plus b, which is the grating element, into sine theta n plus d theta n is equal to, instead of m, it will be these values, for which this expression will hold true. This expression will not hold true for values at 0, n, 2n, etc. till n. Theta plus d theta n. See this whole theta plus d theta n, how many as the first order, and this, what is the equation here? Now we know we will solve this expression, that is all. We know from the formula sine a plus b is equal to sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. So we will open this expression, we get n into a plus b sine theta n cos d theta n plus cos theta n sine d theta n. You can also write it plus minus because it is happening on either side, and this value is equal to n into n plus minus 1 lambda. Now since d theta is very, see this is the possible, this is the possibilities of the orders. Now we have understood that only at these places we will be getting our principal maximas. So as d theta n, as we can see in the diagram, is very small. So when d theta n is very small, so cos 0 is 1. So cos d theta n will tend to 1 because cos 0 is 1, and sine d theta n will tend to d theta n because sine 0 is 0. So this expression becomes n into a plus b into, now cos d theta n is approximately 1 and sine d theta n is d theta n. So this value. So this becomes sine theta n plus minus. Why? Because it is happening on either side of the maxima. So plus minus cos theta n d theta n is equal to, this is possible only at these values. So instead of m, we have this expression, right? So we simplify it a bit more and open the expression. We get n into a plus b sine theta n plus minus n into a plus b cos theta n d theta n is equal to n into n lambda plus minus lambda, right? This is how we have solved the expression. Now we know that the principal maxima for the single case is given by the expression a plus b sine theta n is equal to n lambda. This is a standard expression. Here we will play one trick. In order to simplify this expression, we will multiply this expression by n on both sides. We will multiply this expression by n on both sides. So what do we get on multiplying it by n? We get n into a plus b sine theta n is equal to n into lambda. Now we will use this value, we will put it here in this expression. So now what happens when we put this value here? The expression becomes n into small n lambda plus minus n into a plus b cos theta n d theta n is equal to n capital N lambda plus minus lambda, right? So d theta n, now this gets cancelled, this gets cancelled, and what are you left with? We are left with d theta n is equal to lambda upon n into a plus b cos theta n. And what are we doing in today's lecture? We are deriving an expression for angular width or width of this principal maxima that has been formed. That means this principal maxima and its width, but its width is 2d theta, twice of this. So one more trick we can play here. We can simplify this expression further by writing the value of this grating a plus b grating element and simplify it further. How? We know from our standard expressions that we know that a plus b sine theta n is equal to n lambda, right? So a plus b, which is grating element, slit width plus opaque space, is equal to n lambda upon sine theta n, right? Sine theta n, sine theta n. So we get sine theta n, right? So what we can do is we can put this value here in this expression. This value we will put here. What do we get d theta n now as? We get d theta n is equal to lambda upon n into n lambda upon sine theta n and cos theta n. So cos theta upon sine theta is cot theta. So d theta n becomes equal to lambda upon n into n lambda cot theta n, right? We can simplify this further by writing this equation in a more simpler form. How? We know that a plus b sine theta n is n lambda, right? So what we can do is, we know then n becomes equal to a plus b sine theta n upon lambda. Now we put this value of n here. So the expression becomes, d theta n, this lambda and this lambda gets cancelled. We are left with, for n, so we get lambda upon n into a plus b sine theta n and cot, now you can write it as cos theta n upon sine theta n. This sine theta and this sine theta gets cancelled and you are left with lambda upon n into a plus b cos theta n, right? Now this is the width of nth order principal maxima, and we know that the whole width is 2d theta n. So 2d theta n, that is width of principal order maxima, 2d theta n, comes out as 2 lambda upon n into a plus b cos theta n. Now we can take out some very good conclusions from this expression. How? That is, see, angular width. Angular width means this is 2 theta n. it is coming out equal to 2 into lambda upon n into a plus b cos theta n. See, angular width of principal maxima is coming out in, what is the conclusion we can make from this expression? The angular width of principal maxima, angular width of principal maxima is first inversely proportional to number of slits. See, it is coming out inversely proportional to number of slits, that is number of slits. That means, what do you conclude from this? As n increases, width of maxima decreases. That means when you increase n, width of your central maxima will decrease. That means angular width is not depending upon number of lines on the ruling, but it is depending upon total number of lines that are getting present on the grating. Next, if you look at a plus b, if a plus b, which is equal to grating element, if a plus b, which is grating element, is small, then is small. So you can see that the relationship again is inverse, 1 upon a plus b. So when this is small, angular width is high and the dispersive power is going to be large. This we will do in the next lecture also. And if the width of the ruled surface, that is n a plus b, increases, the width of the principal max, if this increases, width of the principal maxima decreases. And if the width decreases, then the principal maxima becomes more sharp, These are few important conclusions of your principal maxima and the angular width of principal maxima. Now, usually what is asked in exams is that what all factors does the angular width of principal maxima depend upon. So you just have to write down the conclusion like this, that what all factors it is depending upon. Next, with a grating, we can get large number of multiple spectra, and if we notice that for multiple spectra, we will get the Vibgyor spectra also, and large number of multiple spectra are formed with a grating. Secondly, missing order. Now you must have noticed in grating what happens is that certain colors are present and then certain colors are not present. So that means the condition for missing order spectra in grating, missing order spectra in grating. Why few colors are observed in grating and why few colors are not observed in the grating? See, at times it happens that for certain values of angle of diffraction, there is no spectra or the certain orders are absent. See, the formula is a plus b sine theta is equal to n lambda. Here this is grating element, this is order of the principal maxima, and this is the wavelength. Now we know that when the case of single slit is discussed, then this expression becomes, single slit means just one single, and this was grating element, so a sine theta is equal to m lambda, right? This is for single slit and this is for n number of slits. Now what we can do is that, and here what you remember, that m, the values 1, 2, 3, etc. Now we also for finding the condition for missing spectra, you divide this equation by this equation. So A plus B dividing, after dividing, A plus B sine theta upon A sine theta is equal to n lambda upon m lambda. So sine theta gets cancelled, lambda gets cancelled. You are left with n is equal to A plus B upon A into m. This is the required condition for missing spectra. This is required condition for missing spectra in grating. Required condition for missing spectra in grating means when this condition is satisfied, those specific colors will not be observable. You can take two important cases here. When slit width is equal to opaque space, then n is equal to 2a upon a into m, cancels, you get 2m. So 2m. Now you put m equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. So n is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. So even ordered interference maxima will be absent. Even ordered interference spectra will be absent from the grating spectra. Certain colors are seen in grating, certain are not observed in grating. So when this condition is satisfied, even ordered spectra will be absent from the grating spectra. One more condition you can take. One more condition is, suppose a simple new one more, what colors you see, what colors you don't see, it depends. See, you take another condition, B equal to 2A. When B is equal to 2A, so n becomes equal to A plus B upon A into m. B is 2A, so this becomes 3m. Now for m equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. n is 3, 6, 9, 12. These will not be observable. These are the conditions of missing spectra in the spectra order. Now, next question which is asked a lot is, how many spectra can one grating form? The question asked is maximum number of spectra or orders which we can have with one grating. Maximum orders of a grating. Maximum orders a grating can have. This question is asked a lot. Maximum orders in grating. So maximum orders, it is very simple. We know A plus B sine theta n is equal to n lambda. Now we need the order of this to be maximum. Order of maximum. For this, what do we do? N is A plus B sine theta upon lambda. Now, when will this expression be maximum? When sine theta will be maximum. See, this will be maximum when sine theta will be maximum, and sine 90 degree is 1, sine 90 degree is 1, and sine 0 is 0. So n maxima is equal to A plus B upon lambda. This is the maximum number of orders which we can get in a grating. Simple one or two cases we can take is that, suppose one case I take, if the grating element A plus B lies between lambda and 2 lambda, then grating element A plus B becomes less than 2 lambda, right? And the maximum spectra formed will be less than 2 lambda upon lambda less than 2. That means For normal incidence, we will less than 2 means only the first order spectra will be seen in this case. Only first order spectra you will see here. Second, one more case like this, the series you can take. If A plus B is lying between 2 lambda and 3 lambda, then A plus B is less than 3 lambda. So the maximum orders in this case will be 3 lambda upon lambda is less than 3. Less than 3 means only 2 spectra will be observed. Only 2 spectra will be available. Thank you.